We're in Sorgo Massey on Sorgo Road, and we're going to be dealing with a one-way street. So currently we're on a two-way road. We can see the lamppost on the right with the big one-way sign. The examiner will ask us to turn right at the end of the road, and all we've got here is the big triangle down the middle of the road to try and tell us of that one-way street situation. Now this one's a bit on a bend, which makes it a bit awkward, especially at certain times of year where they haven't cut back the hedges. It really makes the view very, very restricted. So it will take a bit of bite work and nudging on the hill. So it is a bit of a tricky one, this, to be honest. When you feel like there's no traffic coming from the right, do your nudges to try and improve your view. As soon as you spot someone, bring yourself back to a brake. Hold that bite and nudge and improve. Clutch down and brake. Now I've got a good enough view to the right, so now I'm just watching both ways to check my opportunity. I'm using my handbrake from a hill start here, feeling the bite with my left foot, bit of gas, bite and hold, see my gap and let it filter onto that road. Now we're on Sorgo Massey Road. It always seems to rain when I do this route. So we're on Wexford Road in Upton. We're going to be following the road ahead into the road opposite, into Beresford. I can already see the nice blue signs ahead of us warning us of a one-way street. Something to watch out for at this junction though is the bend to the right of us as we approach to go ahead. It makes it very hard to see traffic coming from our right. You can see them a distance away and then they disappear at a midpoint before reappearing again. So we're really going to make sure we've got our judgment right and we can see around that bend. So a little nudge to improve your view, seeing all around the bend before you commit is always advised. As we come into the one-way system, you can see another clue if we missed the signs is look at all the cars are all facing the same direction, all pointing the same way we're travelling. There shouldn't be any of them facing us. Never say never, but that's how it should work. Usually on the driving test, the examiner will give you the direction in a one-way street of turning right at the end of the road to see that you've recognised it's a one-way street. So the correct place to position at the end of the road would be as over to the right as we safely can. If there's no traffic parked up on the right here, you can see you can almost be by the curb, and that then allows space for cars at this crossroad to go ahead, be in the middle of the road, or all the way over to the left for the left hand turn. We won't have any effect on any of the other road users there coming out of that road. We're now on Sandbrook Lane and we've got to deal with a no entry sign. So we see up ahead we've got our no entry sign. So the only place we can go here is around to the left. We've got a floor marking to tell us that, and that leads us into a one-way street. If we miss the signs of the one-way that we've just passed, a good clue is look at all the parked cars either side of us. They all are facing the same direction. So that's the last clue. A final clue would be the giveaway markings at the end of the road will be all the way from the left to the right. They won't stop in the middle and become a single broken white line on the right hand side. So that's how you can spot a one-way street, and there are 3 clues to work that out. So we're on Upton Road heading towards Upton Village, but we're going to take a little bit of a detour, which is signposted towards Birkenhead and going towards Sorgo Massey. It's about responsive road signs and markers, particularly bollards in the middle of the road like we can just see on this island. It will direct us where it wants us to turn. So heading towards Birkenhead is the second map we want to look at. That will tell us which lane to be in, which I can see is the right hand lane approaching the traffic lights. Now the 2 left lanes are for the motorway. You cannot go onto a motorway on your test to avoid that. And then at the second light here, as I pass, I'm asked to turn right towards Birkenhead. So I'll hold the right hand lane, check my centre right mirror and indicate, and into that right hand lane. Now it's the bollard we can see just to the right of us now, which can be a bit confusing to people. It is telling the truth. They want us to turn right into the road because we're going into a one-way street. But as soon as we turn in, we want to check our left mirror and drift into the left hand lane so we can follow towards Birkenhead. We've done nothing wrong there for our turn. The bollard was directing us with the arrow. We must turn to the right of the bollard. tricky roundabout here to watch out for, because traffic from the right hand exit is coming from the motorway, so generally they're approaching with a little bit more pace because they've been used to doing 70 for so long. So you have to be a bit more patient with the opportunities there. You'll see gaps, but they'll quickly disappear because of how fast they're approaching the roundabout. So we're heading towards Upton Village now. Very narrow roads through here. Not many homes have driveways, so you find a lot of parked cars. You can see it on either side of the road going in towards the village, which makes it extra tricky. So always plan to stop, be ready to go through here. Watching out for the road just before the red van, we can see cars often turn left out of that road and straight down the centre of this road, knowing about the parked cars. So you've got to be prepared for that before we commit to go through the space, in case we have to give way to those first. This one-way system can be a bit tricky. So we're going to go down a one-way system in Upton Village now, which can be a little bit tricky. The example will say take the next road on the left, which is by this silver van, but people catch the no entry sign and think they can't go that way, and they're right. You can't go ahead now, you have to follow around to the left, which takes us in to a one-way road leading us out of Upton Village. So don't get confused, the no entry sign is a road after the left turn they're asking us to make. A bit of an easier end of road here to turn right at, because the floor marks are telling us which lane to be in. But you've got your normal hints of the one-way street there, giveaway markings all the way across from the left to the right side of the end of road. Park cars all facing the same direction that we're travelling. We've got the added bonus of the arrows on the floor, making it a little bit easier to pick the correct lane to be in.